Hello, Miss Arin, Miss Terza, and also Miss Cecil. So today, me, Patrisia, along with Putri Rahayu, are here to present for our CCU final exam with the topic Diversity Mosaic Cultural Repertoire. So the cultural practice that we chose for this presentation is superstitions, bad luck, good luck, by the Mexican culture. And the superstition that we chose is that if a large black moth enters your house, you have to quickly sweep it out or someone will die shortly after. So, let me give you a short description about this superstition. So, the black moth, according to the Mexican legend, is attracted to decomposing flesh and also symbolizes terrible luck. And it is considered as a symbol of death in Mexican and Caribbean folklore. And people in Huizo and Saachila believe that the black moth is connected to the souls of the dead and by extension to death and also bad luck. So in Mexico, when there is sickness in the house and this moth enters, it is actually believed that the person who is sick will most likely die. And people believe that death is imminent if they come into contact with a dead moth. And some cultures, like the Caribbean, actually believe that this to be true. And the moth here actually serves as also as a spiritual messenger, and it could transport us to a higher level of enlightenment and bringing us a spiritual transformation. So the life cycle of a moth represents death and also resurrection. So when a moth dies, a number of other things can happen. A number of bad things could happen. You can either be fired from your job, you can either be separated from your loved ones, maybe, or maybe you got divorced from your partner, or the moth could scare you. And the history behind this practice and when they start to practice is that this belief actually comes from the pre-Hispanic rituals and practices. And moths have been known in Mexico by the Indians since Aztec times as Mariposa de la Muerte, which means butterfly of death. And there's also this specific variety of moths which have like skull-like patterns on their bodies, which is called death's head hawk moths. And this also um, one of the reasons why they are directly associated with the concept of an impending funeral pyre for someone who has just died. And in this practice or in this superstition, there is actually no specific people or person who believe or participated in the superstition, and even different parts of Mexico also view this moth differently. So, for example, in some parts of Mexico, people joke that if a moth flies over someone's head, the person will lose his hair. While there's also in another part of Mexico, people say that seeing a moth means that someone has put a curse on you. So different parts of Mexico believe in the superstition differently. And to participate in the superstition, it is also important to understand the butterfly sign in the past and think of it as an element of the ancient Zapotec cosmovision. So Zapotec cosmovision is one of the earliest belief systems that developed in the Mesoamerica. So Mesoamerica is commonly divided into five different cultural areas, which is West Mexico, the Central Highlands, Oaxaca, the Gulf region, and also the Maya area. And also, for the consequences of breaking this superstition, there's actually we couldn't find any like certain information about the consequence of not believing or not following the superstition. But Mexican people actually believe that if you don't actually sweep out a moth if you see one in your house, then death is coming for you shortly after this.
Thank you, Patricia. Hola, everyone. My name is Putri Rahayu, and I am an exchange student from Sintuwu Maroso Poso University. Okay, So I will continue Patricia's explanation about one of the cultural practices in Mexico, the Black Mouth superstition. First of all, I want to apologize because due to limited source of information, we did not find any source that contains any reports or information about the consequences of not joining or believing this superstition. However, for your information, Mexican people start doing this practice of superstition because they believe that moths are the symbolize of death, as they are often attracted to light and may fly towards it until they die. In some cultures, moths are also seen and believed as the messenger of underworld, as they are able to move between the physical world to spiritual world. Another reason is because moths are nocturnal creatures and have a reputation for being the creature of the night. Until today, Mexican and even some people outside Mexico believe that moths represent death. Also, it is hard to believe. We have and we must respect this superstition. According to one of the analogies of culture by Tom Berners and Hamden Turner in 1997, cultures came from layers like an onion. So to understand it, we must unpeel it layer by layer. This is because culture is shaped by history and connected one to another. So you cannot judge, mocking, or categorize any culture based only on your point of view. Once again, you do not have to believe it, but you have to respect it. In addition, this superstition is also in line with one of the cultural understanding categorized by Lee in 2009 and Peterson in 2004. This category is called small c culture. This category defines that culture covers routine aspect of life and includes everything as a whole way of life. For instance, according to Lee, it's like belief, attitudes, and assumption. Meanwhile, according to Peterson, it includes viewpoints, opinions, preference, and etc. Therefore, we are sorry to say, based on our opinion, we humbly to say that this superstition is not relevant to be believed in this modern era that has been filled with various technology and knowledge in various fields. However, we have an assumption that this superstition is somehow could be God's sign as a warning or signaling that in ancient times or past times, because at that time there was no qualified technologies or knowledge. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. Last but not least, I deeply apologize if there was any words that me personally or Patricia said in this video that are offensive or wrong about this superstition or this culture. Other than that, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope this video will broaden your perspective and knowledge. In addition, here are some of the references we use for the material in this video.